Everybody, I'm Clare Cooley. This is the Creativity Show. Thanks for being here. Today's show is going to be about designing our spaces to be flexible so that we can do the things that give us joy, keep us happy, healthy, or hope, just have fun. So our living room is sometimes an art studio, sometimes a movie studio, sometimes both, sometimes a living room and a place to visit or to chill ourselves. And sometimes it's a place we stretch, do floga and dance. And I've even dance skated in this living room. So I like to design so that everything I might want to do in that space can happen as easy as possible. So that means being organized. So we're going to show you a couple minute video of how much stuff is stored in here, but it can still work for everything from art, movie making to dance, skating, floga, visiting with friends, some of the best stuff. And visiting with you in these virtual visits, really fabulous, great gift, way to share what helps me in life, hoping it can help others. So hopefully there's some information and inspiration here on this subject of being flexible, designing our spaces so that they can accommodate what we love to do in them. So, are you ready to show that video?
I am, yep.
Okay, so let's show it and then, yeah.
All right, it's showing.
All right, so it is right now a movie studio and an art studio. As you can see, my 6 paintings, the first 6 out of 12 of illustrating my life story, that I received a grant. I'm so grateful for the appreciation for creativity in the arts here in Minnesota. What a beautiful place where I first was asked to teach in my 20s. And I'm so grateful. My son, Bodhi, the movie maker, who's doing all the technical part of this, is also at home here as I am. And we're really flourishing here as artists. So one of the ways is to stay flexible and organized. So I'm going to show you how quickly, when he's done with this video, there was a cabinet we just passed pretty quick that has what a fine art creativity cabinet, where in the drawers and behind the big opening doors is all kinds of art materials, music making to painting, drawing, print making, even carving, etching, all that in that cabinet you see across the room. And then this old drafting cabinet, drafting table and cabinet, I made into a fine art cabinet that has my original art and paper to become art and prints and originals and all sorts of things. And in what is the shoe bench, you can see in the middle of this now, is all kinds of print glassines. We make our own prints here at the Emerald Lady, and they're all archival inks and paper. So even the glassines are archival. So there's my stencil catalog and my tools. And in this bench, there's more stuff that's stored. So as long as things are stored where you can find them logical, or someone else could find them if you had help and they went to get it, allows many different things to happen in a space. I've lived in little tiny spaces, and it was the same principles. Now I get to live with this really wonderful grand old living room that becomes as you're going to see, a living room very quickly. So you want to come and say hi, Bo, and then move the camera so they can
Sure.
see how quick that
Let's
happens.
see your stencils, though.
Oh, that's a good idea. And after we show you how quick it turns into a living room, it'll turn back into a studio, and we'll both paint on one painting in front of you. But meanwhile, this jewelry, I love to wear something I made or to wear on this old kimono, my crane and botanical stencils. And let's show you the back.
That's lovely.
And we'll do a full turnaround.
Nice. So it's got 4 cranes on it. 2 on the front, 2 on the back, I believe. Yep. Nice.
And the evergreen branches, and the silver, that it's all it's the winter kimono. So it turned back into winter today. So I don't, I do these twice a week. So I do my absolute best to just have fun getting dressed. This morning, I just opened the stencil clothes I've made. Here's Brody.
I'm dressed in sweatshirt chic,
Very nice.
casual but elegant,
Yes, well, this was
cozy but confident.
nice. And this was,
It would look good with a big old stencil on the back.
oh, hey, well, that's up to us. You can pretty much stencil almost anything. So we'll see if we get to that. And they are very washable, these golden acrylics. This is not a washing because it's old Japanese fabric from a used store. But this you could wash. I would suggest cool. I would suggest no soap, but I like to do that anyway because usually don't need soap. You're just getting body, sweat off of it. And then, gentle drying is fine, but better to hang it on a radiator if you have one or in the sun, and it can last for years. So there you go. Could be very practical. Last live stream, I wore a sweatshirt that I stenciled a dandelion coming out of the pocket, one of my designs. So now we're going to show you this space turning from art studio into a living room, turning from a movie making studio. We can start at either end. I prefer starting at this end because we're going to work on this one, and then next I'm going to work on these 2. The first 3 are maybe done. I don't decide. It tells me when it's done, and nobody said I'm done, don't do anything else. But the chop here that we did last
Are we taking this down?
Yep. Okay, can you go put it on the table? How about that? And I do have a stool in here that I hide behind the fine art cabinet there. So that I can do this myself. Bodhi, of course, can reach, and so I ask for help whenever. This is the one we're going to work on, so I'm going to just lay it down. I don't wear outside shoes inside the house, the Emerald Ladies, so we feel free to keep it. I can set the art on the floor without concern. So then the ones that are on the top here are the ones that are going to get worked on next. Now, obviously, that isn't lovely, but it's also not a big deal. And if you were having an event, I just wanted to show how quickly it becomes a living room. And you could take the black clips off. You could take the cord down just by untying one end to another. So very easily, our living room becomes a living room again. So how about that? Isn't that special?
It's pretty nifty.
And now we're going to work on a painting together, unless there are questions or comments that.
Let me get the camera back in its position, and then I'll get those for you.
Great. All right. Cool. Well, this will be fun. This outer space in Bright Bubble here, background Bodhi did with me. So now he's going to do the stars with me. So it might be that Bodhi has to sign this painting with me, or at least initial it. We'll see.
That's up to you. I don't
No.
need to.
No, it's what I'm thinking would be right to do. And because I've never done this before, worked on a painting with someone else, but it feels real fun and lovely. So I'm having a good time.
Cool. Well, let me set up that overhead camera.
Good idea. And I will get my. Even these stools around the coffee table in the center in front of the fireplace over here are storage. Pretty much everything in my life, these portfolios, there's even a little rolly table over there. Everything becomes storage, a way to hide stuff so it doesn't look like chaos, even though so much happens in here. It's very important, especially the more sensitive we are, that and I believe everybody has sensitivities, different ones, but the brain works better if we're moving and the space is clear for us to put our imaginations, our processing information, sharing, which is art, first, to have a clear space helps us put the energy into that. Yes.
Sumner Madison 7590 on YouTube said, wonderful video showing how to use, gotta get the captions to go away. Oh my goodness. How to use living areas in an efficient and creative way. Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice to know you're there, and I appreciate the comment. Thanks so much. That's nice. And yeah, I think the best any of us can do, including myself, and is share what helps us. And being creative is a state of joy or serenity, and sharing it with others is extremely fulfilling and gratifying. So that's what I try to share. And I've had times in my life where I had 5 minutes a day for art, but I kept it going. And what matters is not how long we have a dream, but that we never give it up, and we keep going. So sharing the beauty I see in nature, in the cosmos, I just feel like that's the best I have to give. So I'm giving it, and I feel good about that. So it makes, the older we get, the more valuable we are as libraries of information and feelings and collating information into meaning. So the older a person is, especially if they're still happy, they're still loving, they still care about others and the world, the more they should be listened to. So ageism is really destructive, as is all the isms. I like that, as is all the isms.
Is. All right.
So now what we're going to do is put stars in the sky, little points of light, and that should be very fun. And
Great. Well, I'll watch and observe your technique first.
okay, pull your stool out right about here, closer to me. There. Now we're going to use all that white paint that I got some out of the container. We don't waste paint. So we just dip in and we dip and dot. Different sizes,
Yeah.
different places.
Have you had the thought of maybe doing colored
We may do that
Stars.
later. We may do that later.
stars of different colors?
Yes, I have had that thought because that is kind of what it looks like out there when you look up. But it's really good to keep going until there's nothing left on your brush, because it makes it organically smaller and smaller, but don't put.
Is there a way you could focus on the center, since that's what they can see?
Oh, of course I could. Now that you said that, I will. So I'm gonna start,
Watch out for your
I'm
sleeves.
gonna go this way.
Okay.
And you're gonna go that way.
Great.
And then they can see it.
Yep. She's got some kimono sleeves, which are kind of perfect for smearing paint. So it's
Well,
an added little
I can take the kimono
challenge.
off, which I might.
Yes, you caught it. You didn't smear it. It just adds another layer of difficulty.
Presence. It
Presence.
requires presence. And that's part of the reason that being creative is so healing, because we have to be there to make music or to dance or to paint or to write or to have a creative conversation.
So you're just doing dots of different sizes?
What I'm doing is spreading out the first dip in the paint. Now it's going to be a big dot, so I'm going to put one here and then one there and then one way over there and over there, random, and now there's less paint and I can get variety with the pressure of the brush. I can still get a big dot, see, but the tip of the brush has gotten very nice and small. So what matters is it's random. We're not trying to paint any particular constellation. We're making our own universe here, which is part of the reason that creating is so friggin' fun, you know. Hey.
Creating the world we wish existed.
And if we think it, especially if we invest in it like doing a painting, writing a novel, creating a universe, we are creating it. And every great idea and innovation first was an idea, and then somebody took the time to make it into something that could be shared, substance. But everything started as an idea before it became real, physical.
Well, it's really interesting how different the dots can be. Same brush, just about
Everyone is different.
angle and pressure.
And you're going for, I can see it, round,
Mine are ending up a little bit round, yeah, some of them.
which is not a criticism. And but we're going to switch sides
Sure.
now. No, we're not. we are going to switch
Oh,
the
let's
painting.
rotate the. I'll do it so you're sleeving.
It doesn't get in the white paint, because that would be,
Don't
Not
want to
good.
knock anything over.
yes. All right, now I would say that you do this quadrant.
Okay. This quadrant of the galaxy.
The supporting stars.
Mm-hmm.
And we can add a little bit of color because we know we see red shift out there, and sometimes things look blue. I don't know if I've ever seen a star that looked green, but we certainly have seen golden, yellow.
Sure.
So we'll see. But what I like to do is one step at a time. I feel like, I know the mission is to share this experience I had many, many, many times in this stage of my childhood, and I still have periodically. There were times I was, it was daily for hours, and returned to it often because there was so much chaos and unpleasant feelings around me. I had to go to my safe place. So that was floating around the world and the universe in the bubble of light that I learned I could surround myself with. And I felt safe when I was in there. And then I learned I could make it bigger and surround my mother or my little sister or my nephews. I ended up raising and blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, it could go around the whole world, and why not the whole universe? And so, yeah, that's what artists get to do. Think about whatever. And what is important to me is, how do we stay safe in an often unsafe world? And be aware of what's around us, move away, nice or next, move away from people that aren't nice, learn to be content in solitude so you don't need people that aren't nice, learn to be self-sustaining, make as much as you can for yourself.
Can I ask a question about painting stars?
You may.
Are there other ways that you have made the effect of stars?
I've never done it this way before, so yes.
Talk about that.
Well, if you look at that painting there,
There are a few stars in the,
yeah, that was watercolor. That those stars are actually paper that was with a substance, I think it's called Mystic, that I dotted on before I used the watercolor. And
so it's like putting wax on the paper first.
So you can even use rubber cement, but I think it might leave a little color when you rub it off after. This Mystic is made for this purpose, to keep that spot from getting wet or absorbing any of the pigment. So then the outer space sky I did with sponges and watercolor, but those spots stayed clear of pigment.
Right.
So when I rubbed that substance off, there you go. So this, we're putting the stars in there. That is leaving the paper. And I'm sure there's many ways to do stars.
Good. Excuse me, putting my phone away. Just checking that. So yeah, you got a question here about what type of canvas are you using?
This is paper. This is watercolor paper. And I prefer working with watercolor, Prismacolor pencils, ink. This is a little acrylic paint. This is also Sumi ink. But paper absorbs water and it does magical organic things. You can't totally control it. And so I love it. Plus, I don't like the smell of oil paints and turpentine. And in fact, it's not healthy. You should only, if you use those materials, even acrylics, I open as quick as possible, take out as much as I need, and close it back up. So I'm very careful. I try to be about not breathing chemicals. So I love the way water flows for on paper or fabric. So I work a lot on fabric, paper, but I don't do the big gesso, the oil painting that is often considered, kind of a pinnacle of art, and it certainly can be wonderful and gorgeous and all that. But even as a little girl, I was attracted to art on paper, silk, in clay. Sort of the older.
Yeah. What are you thinking? You're the director here. If there's more stars, if you're ordering more stars, they can be delivered. But that's for you to decide.
Well, it's a good time. If you're not sure, step back.
Should these be watered or something?
Watered?
Put water on the brushes?
Well, what I will do now is take my nail brush and put it in my
Put them in there.
cute little.
Water them. No, that's what I said.
That is what you said. So then I'm going to work on a different painting. So I'm going to have you clip this back up.
Okay.
While I go get, I'll put this, I cover this because it's highly likely that I'll want to put more stars in later, but I'm doing what I call my objectivity break, step back, and I love to go when I have the time. So then I just work on another. So under Peace Path is
Sprinkler.
Silky Sprinkler. Sprinkler Silky. Haven't figured out how to say that. I challenged myself to come up with a 2-name alliteration for each of these images. It occurred to me recently while walking by, which is a reason I like to hang them, because I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about other stuff, and I walk by and her eyes need to be darker. And so that's definitely a get out my magnifying glasses and sharpen the pencil too while you're at it. That'd be good. She didn't need much, but she needed some more dark in there. And I think that might be good. The other thing I think this one needs, are there any other questions? If not, maybe it's a good time for you to share some of your art project, movie making, the combination of all the other art forms.
Okay.
Do it.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'll just sit here and talk about it, I suppose.
Okay, good idea. I'm gonna add something here. Can the camera see it?
Yeah.
In here?
It can, because it's got the overhead.
If I go this way, is it still working?
Reach your hand over the part you're going to draw on.
Yep, okay, good. There we go.
Yeah, so we are putting out the casting call for episode 3 of our episodic series that we're making here in Duluth. It's a found footage horror film, and the casting call involves making your own 2-minute maximum found footage film. That is the audition. And we're blown away by the creativity and the passion of the people who've auditioned already. Thank you so much, everyone who's already auditioned. And if you haven't yet, the audition is open now, and we'd really love to see what you come up with. You know, this particular episode, because it's a found footage film, the main character is also the camera person, and that alone is an extra level of authorship over the film. And so that takes a extra level of creativity. We want to see people bring their creativity to this audition. So it's a very open-ended prompt that we've given in the casting call. And we want you to bring it to life with your imagination. And the script is written, but it's going to be tailored to the person that we cast, which is true with just about any film, but I'd say this one even more so. Without getting into spoilers, it will really reflect the character that the actor we choose to cast brings to this concept. So you can find that casting call on my free Patreon, patreon.com/Bodhi the Movie Maker. You go there and you click join for free, and then you will have access to that casting call. That is also where our crew call is. We are looking to fill multiple crew positions for this next episode and the ones in the future. We are so grateful to have community support from organizations like the Zeitgeist the Zeitgeist Center for Arts and Community. They are our fiscal sponsor for this episodic series, and they're a local nonprofit that runs a movie theater, a live theater, as well as a gallery space, a bar, a restaurant. They're just a fantastic group of people. They also put on the Minnesota Film Festival here in Duluth, where we won the first place prize at the short film pitch competition for the previous episode, Girl Scout and Tomboy, which we are editing now. So excited to share that with you guys. It's been a learning journey, and it's taken a bit longer than I anticipated, but only because we're really putting a lot of beautiful energy into it and making it the best we can, working with talented VFX artists who are helping us accomplish some of the more challenging, ambitious ideas that we had for the story. And we are also doing original score, so original music for the film, and so that's a big challenge, but we're very happy with how that's going. So if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff for Girl Scout and Tomboy, which we shot here in Duluth at the Hawk Ridge Nature Reserve during peak leaf peeping season in 2025, you can see that on my Patreon also. And episode 1 is a 3D animated film that I animated myself, and that is available on the Patreon right now. So yeah,
Cool.
We're doing that, and just so grateful for all the talented, passionate people in this community who have collaborated with us, and can't wait to share their hard work with all of you. And thank you so much for empowering this project and being a creative generalist, executive producer, kick-ass organizer,
Keeper of the vision,
yes, keeper.
problem solver.
There were plenty of problems to solve, and we've learned so much about people and about creativity,
Right.
and about how to work with the right people, and
Collaborators, not competitors. everybody's making it better. And we're all equals. And yeah, we got titles, so what? Big deal. Just get it done.
It's all about getting the vision created, and it's all about having a safe environment for the people who are on set and in production, so everybody has a good time.
That's right.
It is really so very important, and you can't make a great film without everybody being safe. And part of that is being respected and being treated well. We really care about that, and sometimes that creates a little friction. But
it's interesting, if you stand up for respect, disrespectful people get real pissed off. But that's not anybody else's problem, and we just get to be nice and say my new slogan, nice or next. And everybody on set appreciated it. Everybody thanked us for, it being fun and to do the work. It's hard work, so let's have fun doing it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And keep going, keep helping each other.
Yep.
And thank you for your help. And we're gonna wrap it up today. We're gonna go back to Bright Bubble and Silky Sprinkler and Peace Path are gonna get very close to finished.
Looking great. Good job.
This feels very close to finished now. This has some, putting the earth in there and putting me out there, looking back at it, is a wonderful challenge. I'm a little intimidated, but that's how we know we're doing good stuff, because it's facing fear and it's going where we haven't been before. It's interesting to have gotten this grant to paint my life story. It's mostly all been nature, though there have been, like the time I did a person, because I was asked to conceive of and direct a performance piece for the Napa Valley Arts Council out in California, and so we needed a poster and an image to publicize that, and I did that. But mostly it's all nature. So to get this grant to get me to put myself started as a fetus in this growing up, because it is my life story, is really challenging and liberating. And that's why we face fear, because every time we do, we get a little lighter. So the fear of speaking up, the fear of being in front of the camera, the fear of sharing my story, my truth, my vulnerability, all of it makes me lighter to let it go. So thank you, Bodhi, for your help. Thanks for Sumner, I appreciate that. And we will be back. This is Wednesday, so Sunday at noon, and looking forward to that. All right. Thank you.